So guys, this is going to be the startup video for this car, first start. I promised you guys it'd be on my birthday. Like I said, today the 25th is my 30th birthday, so I'm going to go ahead and ask. I don't normally ask for people if you like what I'm doing here, if you like my projects, if you want to continue to follow the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Shameless plug there. Follow me on all my other social medias. Basically look at Dirtfloorfab and TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We have a group. I post there more than I do on YouTube. So yeah, shameless plug for that. I also, before we start the video, I want to say thank you to my friend Bailey. He was here pretty much every day of the week this last week after work trying to get this car ready. So big thanks to him. I couldn't have done it without him. It was a lot of work. We had a few setbacks, a couple issues, but we're not going to put that in the front of the video. We're going to put it in the back. I'm going to show you startup, and then we'll go to the challenges of it afterwards. Alright guys, so my car is on Terminator X Holley. Last year's engine was a 24X engine, so an earlier Gen 3. We now have a 58X engine, so I had to start a new base file for it, which isn't hard, but I kind of forgot about some of the things, so we eventually did get it ironed out though. So as you can see, the car was struggling to start. The lifters were super noisy, so I kind of expected that it didn't have oil pressure yet. So we took the line off the turbo to check and see if there was oil pressure. And you'll see in this next clip, it actually finally does get oil pressure. So you can see it was kind of struggling to run. The idle air control motor was at 100%. I finally noticed that. So we did adjust that, and then in this next clip it actually starts and idles. light a little bit, which is why I was struggling to start. I don't really know why that's smoking so bad.
Probably from where I
Oh, you put
coolant
coolant on it, didn't you?
Yeah. Spilled it all over the place.
It's not running bad. I got to change the push rod length. I've got both sets. But you can tell the lifters are a little bit noisy, so I'm going to put the longer set back in. Besides that, they don't sound bad. Well guys, adjusted a couple things, idle air control, set the idle down a little bit. Obviously it was struggling for oil pressure to get the lifters filled. The lifters are still a little bit noisy, but we're gonna go ahead and try different push rods, longer push rods in it. Hopefully that'll fix it. But it runs a lot better now. It's a lot smoother, less variation and everything. So I'm gonna start it back up for you guys so you can hear it. This is pre-startup. I'm just going to kind of go over the things that I had issue with. Some of the issues that I had were just little things like forgetting things because the car's been apart for so long. The biggest issue is the fuel system. As you can see, the line running over here. It's not a conventional fuel setup laying next to the side of the car. Probably wouldn't run that well on the street like that. So a lot of you guys know I set up PTFE fuel lines the whole way back, and I plan to run a 4303. So me and Bailey were setting up the fuel system here, and we spent at least a couple days on this, plumbed everything in with PTFE. Straight away, one of the cheap fittings that I got from Amazon started leaking. I should have just bought everything from Monkey Fab. I don't know why I didn't. I just got lazy and bought a kit, and it didn't have all the fittings I needed, and the fittings leaked when I did put them on. So that wasn't that big of an issue, but when we went to prime up the fuel system, the 4303 was leaking out the side of the pump. So I didn't want to go that way. So I went ahead and called it off for the day. That was yesterday. Called it off for the day and tried to brainstorm something where I could still start it for you guys, because I promised that it would run by today. Luckily, I'm a hoarder and I scavenged up everything from my old setup, which was this old Jeep tank, and it's got a Walbro 450 in it, -8, -6. Unfortunately, this is -10, -8, so I had to run and get some adapters to make that work. Basically get an adapter fitting for just the feed. Not really a big deal, but got everything hooked up. Went over everything on the intake, rechecked everything, found two missing. There's two plugs back here in the base of the intake that I forgot to put in that Bailey noticed, thankfully, because that would have probably moon revved. Or not ran at all. We got clamps on everything. It's full of coolant, trans fluid, oil, and was full of fuel. I haven't filled this, but I'm waiting for help. It's been kind of a bummer of a year not having the car running. But that being said, this year was probably the best year to be down, because no real good events really panned out, especially here in my home state of Michigan. Everything kind of just shut down. So blessing and a curse. like I said, I just want to say thank you. I'm so appreciative for everybody who does watch the channel. I know sometimes I don't post regularly. Sometimes I just get caught up in just working rather than doing videos. I do enjoy doing the videos, but it's sometimes taxing because I feel like I'm never producing anything that you guys want to watch. So unfortunately, there is some bad news on the front end. The machine shop pretty much just gave up on it and told me that there's no way he's going to meet the deadline now that the parts have already sat there for a month. So yeah, it is what it is. I'll end up building something if I think it's video worthy, then I'll try to release it in case somebody else wants to do the same thing. As I said before, what I need to do for this front end is just a band-aid. Eventually this will be a strut car to lose a ton of weight and also to make the car more adjustable and more, I don't want to say cheap, but more serviceable where I can get parts for it. Ultimately, I would like it to have like Fox Body Mustang parts, and you guys will see why I want to do that here in maybe a week or two. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you again for watching. Appreciate all you guys who watch the videos, comment, share. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.